Okay, everyone, welcome to this lab walkthrough. Alright, and this is a DOM cross-site scripting lab. As you can look at, see the lab description over here. We have DOM cross-site scripting, and this is the lab description. Right, you can read your lab description. Alright, so this is the lab description. See, the lab contains a DOM-based cross-site scripting vulnerability in the stock data functionality. It uses JavaScript document.write function, which writes data out of the page. Document.write function is called with data from location.search. Which you can control using the website URL. The data is enclosed within a select element. To solve this lab, perform a cross-site scripting attack that breaks out of the select element and calls the alert function. Right, so this is the lab, and let's open one of these products to be able to actually access and break out of this vulnerability of the function. Let's go with this one. All right, okay. So right now, the first thing we have to do, we have to inspect the page source. Right, when we inspect the page source, we have to find the sink. Then from the sink, we trace back to the source. So the two things we need to be able to break out from that statement, to be able to inject a payload that will trigger the alert function. So before we even go to the page source, let's inspect the way this page works. Right, we have the page name here, which is a single food header. You can see the page. This is the page, and still zoom in more so that you can actually see it well. Single food header. This is the description. Sorry, this is the description where you can read, and now we have a check stock function where you can select and check the stock based on the location: London, Paris, and Milan. Right, we have Milan here. You can see we have London, Paris here. Check the stock. We also have London. Check the stock. So we'll move to inspecting the page source right now. So just inspect page source. View the page source. Alright, now in the page source, if we scroll down to this point here, we're gonna see something. Right, it says var stores. Okay, it lists the stores. Right, and we say we should look for the sink. Right, and you know that looking for a sink, document.write is a sink. You know that document.write is a sink. So if we see document.write, we know that yes, document.write is a sink. Now, from the sink, we're going to find the source. What's actually feeding that sink? And if you look at this full line here, you will see something called document.write select name store ID. So we know that this is the store ID. The store ID is the source. So let's go and get where the source is coming from. You can see here we have var store new. We have var store new URL search parameter window location.search get store ID. Right, so the window location.search is our source. It gets store ID. So our source, the store ID is taken as a source and sent to document.write directly, no sanitization. Right, you can see if the store is document.write option selected store, then close the option tag. Right, without sanitization. Our source is the store ID and our sink is the document.write. You know that document.write is a HTML sink. That's the first thing you should note. Document.write is an HTML sink, so our payload will be based on the context HTML. Right, so that's the when you're looking for, when you're trying to solve a lab, when you're trying to exploit checking for a cross-site scripting vulnerability, you should always check the page source for sources and sink. If it's a DOM based, you will see something in a script tag just like this. This is already in a script tag. You find the source, find the sink. It's more better when you find the sink first, then you know what's feeding the sink and you trace it back to the source. So right here we have been able to see that the source, and we have been able to find the source and the sink right here. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, okay, let's go down. Right, down here you can see something like if store document.write option selected, store option. Now variable for store was created here. So if any of these store is selected, send it directly to the document.write, which will be the store ID or something like that. Now let's go back to the web page. Okay, now from the URL, let's still look at this URL here. From the URL we have here, I don't know if you can see this URL clearly, but we have product ID equals to 1. Right? And our store is still saying from the search parameter, we should get a store ID from the search parameter. But actually, there's no store ID here on the search parameter. That means we can add it and it's going to be valid. The URL will still be valid if we add the store ID to the parameter, to the URL parameter. But let's just still go back to the web application, to the web page. Now, this check stock functionality, right? It checks for stock in each location. Right, checks for stock in each location. And from the page source, we saw that we have stores London, Paris, and so these are the stores available. These are the stores available: London, Paris, and Milan. The same thing that we saw on the page source. And this check for stock in those stores. Right, talking about store ID. So there's a possibility that this store ID, right, that the store ID that was specified in the page source is actually these stores. Yeah, it's possible that these are two stores, and it's saying that it takes them and places them directly, takes our input and send it directly to document.write. So we have to confirm that actually happens. Well, we have to confirm that our input is taken from the URL parameter and sent directly to document.write. How do we do that? We can modify the URL right now. Add the store ID right, is equals to. Now observe down here we have London, right? And I'm going to modify it from the URL to be Paris, right? To be Paris. If I should send this Paris and it gets reflected here in London, that means this the source is getting into the sink. Our input is taken from the source and sent to the sink. If there is no proper sanitization, we can exploit that vulnerability, right? So let's just send this and see. Okay, if you scroll down here, you can see Paris. It's reflected. That means anything we add on the source here, anything we add, any value we give to store ID will be sent to document.write. Any value we give to store ID will be sent to document.write. Right? Is it document.write? Yes, document.write as our sync, and document.write executes. It's a HTML sync. So now we can use an HTML payload called script. Right? We can use something like scripts and HTML scripts alerts script is used to execute to trigger the alert function on HTML context. So alert 1, close this and close the script tag. If this script gets to document.write executes HTML. Document.write is an HTML sync. It renders HTML. So it's going to render this to the browser, and the browser will trigger the alert function. Right. So that's the way we're going to see it. That's how we're going to solve this lab. Currently, the lab we have not solved, but we are able to send this script, and it still passes it the way it passes the Paris directly to the document.write. Document.write will render it as HTML. The browser will trigger the alert function. So that's how it just works. So let's send and try it. Let's see. We send this now. We're going to get, as you can see, the alert function was triggered. We click OK. The lab is solved. Right? The lab is solved. So that's the way you solve this lab. You inspect the page source. Very, very important. Right? You inspect the page source. You find the source. You find the sink. You can find the source first, then you look for the sink. But it's better, like I always find the sink first. Then I trace my way backwards to the source to know how my input is being sent across the web application. Right? So this is how you solve this lab. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. I'm going to explain more details. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We would be solving PortSwigger lab and posting those walkthroughs on this YouTube channel to help you solve this lab and understand cross-site scripting and other web application security vulnerabilities. Thank you.